Hello there, welcome to the January edition of the Greyhound Month. I'm enjoying an afternoon in the restaurant at the new Embassy London Stadium. It used to be known, of course, as Hackney Wick. And a nice place it is as well. This is just the junior stand. They're still to build the main grandstand over on the far side there, and they say that's going to be something special. This is very nice, a vast improvement on the old Hackney anyway. We'll be talking to some of the trainers later on about their opinions on the new track, and also to Stephen Rea, the general manager here at Hackney. So some interesting racing there from Hackney. Let's have a look around the site now. Well, this is the remains, the rubble, is all that's left of the old stand at Hackney. And in the background there you can see the new stand that's been built on the far side of the track. There you can see it, and the centre of the track needs a bit of attention as well, doesn't it? I'm sure they'll landscape that in time for the grand opening this summer. And inside that stand is a luxury that patrons at Hackney have never experienced. A nice restaurant, which is sitting right by the glass-fronted window, so you can see the action down below. And also, as well as the restaurant, there's a couple of bars up there as well, so you'll never go thirsty. So plenty of luxury for the people that visit the dogs. But what about the dogs themselves? Well, their new kennel block really is something special. Very spacious. There's going to be a glass roof and a glass side, so people can look in and see what's going on. And there's air conditioning and heating, so whatever the weather, the dogs are going to be well looked after. Well, I spoke to a few trainers to see if I could find any bad words about the track. I couldn't, so here's a typical example of what they think from the trainer, Beri Bateman.
Marvellous, absolutely marvellous. I never thought it would come. That's the God's truth. I didn't think it would come, but absolutely marvellous. The work they put in, the money, take a lot to get him back, I would say. You know, it's lovely to sit over there in a bit of warmth after 19 years in the cold. It's nice to sit over there. I could get used to that.
Yeah, you were a faithful servant of the old Hackney Wick as we knew it.
Yes.
It was
lot
regarded.
Of happy times.
It was regarded as one of the best running surfaces in the country. Is it still that?
Oh, better now. Yes, much better. Yes, absolutely.
What about the change of trips? They've got rid of the 523. They've introduced the 400. What do you feel about those?
The 400 will suit a lot of dogs a lot better. The 523 was a hard one, you know, and the 484 dogs now, having to go from that start, will find that a little bit tricky. You know, the long run-up doesn't suit all dogs. The 400, I think, will be a snip for a lot of dogs here.
And graded sprint racing as well?
Yes, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice to have it all over all distances. I think the longer distance here is very gruelling. You've got to have a marathon dog for the longer trip. You know, it's always been a gruelling distance. You've got to have a marathon dog for that.
Now, the future of Embassy London Stadium, they put 14 million, it's been reported, into it. Do you think it's money well spent, and do you think they'll reap the rewards?
For the dog game, it's marvellous. I hope they get their money back. You know, it'll take some time, won't it? It'll take some time, but it's lovely. It's lovely to be associated with a nice place like this. Yeah, let's hope I keep going. That's the thing.
Now, Stephen, operations controller for the new Embassy London Stadium. Figures in the press was at 14 or 15 million pounds to be spent on the new Hackney. How much have you spent so far?
Well, I mean, including the purchase, I suppose we've spent approaching £7 or £8 million so far. But the majority of the rest of the spend will be on the East Stand when that's completed. And the total figure, yes, will be around about 14, 15 million pounds.
And when do you expect the new, what are you going to call it, the grandstand, or you say the East Stand?
The East Stand, yeah, this is the West Stand we're in at the moment, which is the first phase. And I hope people remember that it's just the first phase when they come and see it. The East Stand, which will be the major stand, and the completion's due end of July.
Now, we're in the restaurant here in the West Stand.
That's right. I mean, this is just the first phase, as I say, and it's quite a pleasant little restaurant. I mean, we seat about 150 people, and several nights a week now we're filling it up, and it's nice to see it progressing and growing.
I hear the food's very good. How will it challenge the restaurant over the other side?
Well, I mean, we haven't actually decided yet when we open the East Stand whether we'll be keeping this on as a restaurant. I mean, this is the second enclosure, and if there's a call for a restaurant in this enclosure, then obviously we'll keep it. But in all probability, we'll have a 600-seater restaurant in the new East Stand, and that'll probably be able to cope with the requirements of the general public.
So you've been going for just about a month now. It was a big gamble. There were a few people in the press, the Greyhound press, that didn't think it was a realistic one.
No, I think they've changed their views now. I mean, if you read the press now compared to the press, you know, pre-opening, it was very sceptical, and they weren't quite sure whether it was going to happen. I mean, quite often now, if you read the press every day, I mean, they say, we've kept our promises on everything we said we would do. Fleetfoot Racing has done this and Fleetfoot Racing has done that, is the comment now that seems to be coming through from the press, and they obviously seem very impressed with what we've done. And hopefully, when it's completed, then, they'll be totally committed on our side 100%. But they're certainly working that way now.
There were 6 nights a week. That caused a bit of a hoo-ah when it was first announced. Now, 2 of those are permit, admittedly, and they would attract a different crowd anyway, I'd have thought. The 4 nights a week, other one, is that going to be continuing?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's actually 6 nights a week, but when we break it down, the Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays are our normal graded nights, the same as any major stadium really have normally 3 nights, although 1 or 2 have 4. The Thursday night is unique, and it's 12 open races every week. And we've been getting tremendous support from the training industry on that, and over 200 entries for 72 places every Thursday night, and all the best dogs in the country have run here recently. So and the other 2 nights are permit nights, as you say. So when you actually say, yes, 6 nights a week sounds tremendous, but tremendous amount of work. But really, you break it down into 3 sections. We've got the 3 graded nights, the 2 permit nights, and the 1 all open race night. And it seems to be working fine at the moment. The public are taking to it.
Now, as I say, only a month into it. We'll come back again in the summer, hopefully, when the new stand is built. Are there any teething problems you'd like to see ironed out pretty soon?
Oh yes, with a project of this size, there's always going to be a lot of teething problems, and I think on the whole, the customers here have been very, very patient with us. But yeah, there's still a lot of teething problems we've had in the West Stand, and we learn from that. I mean, this is a much smaller operation than what's going to happen when we open the East Stand. It's going to be a very, very big operation. The main teething problems we had was that we had to completely staff a new stadium. I mean, there's no evening staff here before, so we've had to sort of train bar staff, kitchen staff, restaurant staff, tote staff, ground staff, security staff, car park staff, all had to be recruited, trained, and open a new stadium with sort of raw staff. So we've done tremendously well, and my staff have done tremendously well to get us to this stage. But hopefully, we'll develop that relationship with the staff over the next few months. And when we open the East Stand, they'll be a lot more wise, if that's the word, track-wise, and able to help us, to have a much more smooth transition into the East Stand.
Let's move on to a more general aspect of the racing itself. You've got a large number of trainers who are contracted only for the evenings. Some are contracted only for the bags, and some who do both. How's that operation working?
Oh, that's fine. I mean, all of our bags trainers were given the opportunity to run a select number of their runners and on the evening racing, and they've been telling us that they've had a tremendous response from their owners. There are always going to be owners who just prefer to have their dogs running on the bags because they can't get here in the evenings or what have you, and they prefer their dogs to run on the bags, and we'll accommodate those. But any owner who wants to have his dog running in the evening, we can accommodate that. So, I think we're offering owners the best package that's available in the industry at the moment.
And the prize money for graded races is good as well, isn't it?
Oh, it's tremendous. It's the best in the industry. It's the sort of prize money that people could only dream about in the past. And the money we're paying for open races and even our trainers' appearance money, it's the best in the industry. Robert has always felt that if you pay the best, you get the best. And that's our philosophy, and that's what we're doing.
Could you detail a general rate of the prize money for graded dogs?
Well, I mean, it starts, the lowest grade sort of starts at about £75 win money, which, a lot of tracks, that's their top heat prize money. And our top heat is £200, with A2s 150 and so on down. But I think the first 4 grades on all the distances is well over £100 as the win prize. So, I mean, that kind of prize money has only previously been dreamed about in this industry. And if the public support us and the owners support us and the trade press support us, there's no reason why, we shouldn't be able to maintain those levels.
Right, it's all very well being supported by the trade press and the greyhound public who know of your existence. How are you actually going about bringing Embassy London Stadium to the people who don't know about that and about greyhound racing as a whole?
Yeah, well, we've got a tremendous marketing package set up for when we open the East Stand. We've gone very low-key on the marketing on this stand, the West Stand, because it's only a small stand. We haven't got the capacity to take huge crowds. And if we'd gone overboard with the marketing, with this facility, we could have found a lot of people coming along and being disappointed and perhaps not getting in if we were packed out and that sort of situation. But when we open the East Stand, you wait and see. We've got a tremendous marketing package set up. We've got celebrities, we've got fireworks parties, we've got all sorts of surprises in store. And perhaps when you come back and talk in the summer, we can give you more information on that.
And what about the one bugbear in the industry, which is television coverage? Everyone says greyhound racing should have more exposure on TV. We're great supporters of that fact, but unfortunately supporting it doesn't really get it. You need to actually go out there and get a TV package. Have you gone anywhere near that?
Yeah, I mean, Robert's talking to various TV companies at the moment, and I mean, whilst I wouldn't want to comment on individual companies, there's a possibility that if we can provide for the industry, the TV industry, what they deem as exciting for the customer, the television customer, then I'm sure that something could be done later in the year. But I know Robert's talking to various people at the moment.
So you moved from Crayford when this operation here at Embassy started. Was that a good move for you?
Yes, I mean, I left Crayford with a lot of regrets. I mean, I made a lot of friends at Crayford. We spent 3 years building up what I think is one of the nicest stadiums in the country, and received a lot of criticism when it first opened, but I think now it's generally accepted within the industry as being, you know, an efficient, well-run stadium. And leaving Ladbrokes was a wrench because they'd been tremendous to me for 3 years. But no, I mean, I've no regrets in joining Fleetfoot. We're a progressive company, we're looking forward, and hopefully we're going to be the flagship of the industry for many, many years to come.
Well, I can certainly say it's a nicer place to be in the winter than it used to be here at Hackney, and we'll be back with the short sleeve shirts and the Summit at Sea event soon.
That's very nice of you. Look forward to seeing you.
Tom, the old Hackney betting market was very strong and the punters liked it, betting shop and the people that came to the Wick. What about the new style Hackney?
Well, there's two Hackneys, there's the afternoons and the evenings. The evening market is very strong bookmaker-wise, and it's very much in the punter's favour. It's a new ring and it's very competitive. All the bookies are trying to create a name for themselves, and the status quo's not really been set yet. And consequently, prices get bigger and bigger, and that's very much in the punter's favour, not necessarily the bookie's favour. You know, you can lay it over evens, and the next minute it's 6-4. So very much in the punter's favour. And if the results go favourite-wise, you know, the bookies can lose a lot of money here, which they have done in the last couple of weeks. The first couple of weeks the track was open, we probably beat the punters, but the last couple we certainly haven't. And I think my sort of prediction is that there will be casualties here. One bookie's already turned it up, not through any other reason than you can't make it profit. I mean, that's what it's all about, and hopefully they will learn that you won't make a profit betting the way they do. I try not to bet like that. It's difficult not to be drawn in, you know, and I am part of the market, a substantial part, but I try not to be sucked into going biggest prices, because biggest prices is a recipe for going skin.
In the evening meetings, there was one meeting where I saw books of 108%, 107%, which is quite common. I also heard of field money of about 50,000 a night. Is that true?
I wouldn't have thought per bookmaker or all in.
I heard one bookmaker said he had 50 grand.
I would take that with a very large pinch of salt. I would have thought that we certainly take more than anybody else. The most we've ever taken here, which is on the open race nights, is on the Thursday. It's about 30 grand. That's turnover-wise, and that was a losing night. On the graded nights, it's very thin. There's not a lot of money at all. Permit nights are fairly strong, although there's no real big punters. Some of the bookies here take a lot more than others. Some don't take hardly anything. No, I would have thought that was a bit of an exaggeration, 50 grand turnover. And hopefully things will pick up when the weather breaks a bit. We've had terrible weather, haven't we? I mean, it hasn't stopped bloody raining. I think the first 18 nights here it rained, every single one of them. So, you know, but we're hopeful for the future anyway.
You're used to the grading of Michael Marks, having stood here in Hackney, the old track and the bags meetings. He's obviously grading the bags again now, so there's no changes there really. What about the evening graded meetings? What do you think of them?
Well, first of all, to contradict what you said, there is a big change. The big change is the new starting traps, which gives the dogs a long run to the bend, which obviously sorts them out before they get to the bend, and there's a lot less trouble, which really means, the way I feel it, it really means that the outsiders, the 10, 12 to 1 chances, do really represent that sort of price now. It's very hard for them to find, you know, it's very hard for them to get round as they used to, possibly with a bit of trouble, the favourite hitting the second favourite and giving the 10 to 1 chance a chance of winning. So I think that the betting will eventually represent the true odds about these favourites, because they do represent shorter than what we're offering. I think we're offering very generous prices at the moment. Evening graded is a sore point. I've been doing a lot of money on evening graded. Why, I'm not sure. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the dogs, I don't know. But there's not enough trainers here at the moment. We need a few more trainers to make it more competitive for the ones that are possibly sometimes got the race in their hands with 2 or 3 runners each. And hopefully we'll get new trainers. The management assure me that there's trainers are on their way, but I don't know whether they're actually set off yet or...
So the 484 is a favourite strip. What about the 400?
Yeah, well, the 400 is a new race, isn't it? Where a lot of dogs have trialled over the 400 and then graduated to 484. I see one run last night that will be a marathon runner. It started in 400 2 weeks ago, but perhaps it's getting fitter every night. I don't know, but the 400s, I think the 400s are a good race. I mean, 400 sprint, I like sprint races. Punters traditionally don't like sprint races. They prefer longer distances. You know, marathons, they love marathons, they love six benders, they love four benders. They're not mad on short races. I mean, you know, it's Russian roulette, isn't it? If you've missed the break, you've had it. A lot of punters like to sort of funk for 30 seconds that the dog's going to, you know, become the new Skurlo champ and win for them. But punters don't like short races in general, and normally the short races you don't field anywhere near the money you would do on a good class 484. 484 is the distance here.
Good luck, Tom. I hope you don't do too much money over the next few months. Hope to see you in years to come.
Well, no doubt you've been around a long while, and I dare say I'll see you out.